Where's the water?
It's right there. It's just right there.
Can you like move these glasses?
Got it.
Thank you. There you go. Dual purpose. Perfect.
Done.
Where's the like the alcohol?
Wait, has it. I moved it.
There you go.
I kept it safe.
So
It is not. Because we had the other ones first. I guess we'll leave it here, like so. What?
I thought there was a cork in here.
No, that one was nice because it's easy to, drink.
It's just easy to access.
Yes.
Okay.
The other ones you gotta work
This baby
for.
is like right on the... I'm very scared.
The
I don't know how to
floorboards.
process this.
The floorboards are, how was it,
He's
like the
fine.
trim? Tastes
He was
good.
trying to crawl into the wall.
He thinks he's a
To the
mouse.
window!
To the wall!
Oh, is that funny? Do you like
That's
that?
enough for me.
I
Because I
started
am driving.
singing, was it Ramstein? No. What was I singing? Something else, not Ramstein.
Oh my god. Was it crawling?
Drowning Pool.
Oh, yeah.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
And he was like loving it. He was loving it, and I was like, okay, let's try Justin Bieber. And he was just looking at me like,
Why would you do this?
maybe he has good taste in music.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then we were singing Ramstein and, and then... Yep. And then he was just like...
Get up and get down with the sickness.
Are you okay, Reed? Oh my goodness. It's gonna be an interesting podcast, I can see.
Read on mead. Hey, that rhymes.
There you go.
All right. Wait, have you started already?
Yeah.
Nice.
I figured we were started when we were like mopping up the stuff.
Basically. I mean, it started like 2 minutes, 3 and 50.
If that light's
7,
on,
8,
I just assume
9, 3 minutes, 3 minutes 1, 3 minutes 2.
Alright, so
the suspense.
to officially get started, welcome, nerds. All.
No. It's gotta be, what up, nerds?
Sup, nerds?
I am so sorry. I didn't know that was.
You start off so like, yeah, that's proper.
Well, you know, I'm here drinking out of
fancy.
I'm
my...
fancy.
Oh.
Welcome, nerds, to our podcast.
When in doubt, pinky out.
In reality, we're using Dixie cups to drink cheap wine.
I know, right? Boxed cheap wine.
Right.
Doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
The wine conspiracies, man.
Yeah, right? But, welcome, nerds, to our 4th podcast for Las Vegas Gamers Unite. Our host today is Ray.
Hi, guys. Where's your phone?
My phone's in my pocket.
Can I have it?
Can you have it after the intro?
No.
There you go. Okay, it's off by the way because my battery's dying.
It's,
Okay, can someone check
It's
their
like the
Facebook?
tablet all over again.
I know.
what do you need me to do on Facebook?
To check the group to see if people asked questions.
Alright, let's see if anybody asked questions.
Except for Ernest.
Yeah, except for
We'll
Ernest.
also answer Ernest's question because we love him.
Exactly. And then going around after we introduce the host, we have Reed back here, lasciviously licking his glass.
I didn't want to waste it. There was one drop.
And Natalie joining us again.
What's up, guys?
So today's topic.
And you!
And me, Javier.
Javier.
As people like to call me.
Javier.
Yeah, dumb people
Do you
who
wanna
don't
start-
know the difference between French and Spanish.
French people, yeah.
Would you guys like to start by answering the question that Ernest has?
Say it again. It was like several paragraphs.
We'll do.
It's like one sentence.
Whatever.
what we can do is we'll cover gaming news,
Okay.
and then we'll do questions,
Okay.
and then we'll do the main topic for the day.
So it's just one question.
And as an intro, the main topic for today was actually picked by Ray. And
That's me!
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us?
Tell us what the topic is.
The topic for today is which fandom world would you want to live in and why? So that's like any fandom. Games, books, movies, TV
shows, yeah.
shows.
Media in general.
Yes.
So that's the topic for today, and that's what we all thought long and hard about. But
Yeah.
It was a tough one.
it was a tough one.
It still is a tough one, actually.
Yep. So, Reed, gaming news. Do you want to start with Overwatch news?
Overwatch gaming news. Jeff Kaplan. He's trying to cut down on cheaters because cheaters are stupid. So apparently, I didn't even know about this, but I mean, thinking back to like a lot of the games that I played, I totally see it. Oh, baby's coughing.
He's fine.
Cough,
He's
cough.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, there are people on consoles like, Xbox One, PS4, who use special adapters, like aftermarket adapters, to plug in their mouse and keyboard to give them an advantage when playing on consoles against normal console gamers. Because people have, like, no pride when it comes to, like, competitive gaming anymore, apparently. They'll just do
Or-
anything.
Instead of thinking of it as cheating, you are taking full advantage of all resources available to you.
No, because it is cheating, because that's what the video was about. Jeff Kaplan was like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Jeff Kaplan's one of the developers, right?
He's like the lead developer of Overwatch, and he's in
Yeah.
charge of like the basic, like just the direction of the game itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he was actually reaching out to like Sony and Microsoft, and he was like, please, like make software updates to where
These
like
adapters are just,
these adapters don't work because we don't want people using a mouse and a keyboard for our console games. If you want to play Overwatch with a mouse and a keyboard, get a PC, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And that was pretty much the video. And so I mean that was like one of the big updates. And then obviously there was like the new character, but then there was a big update, another kind of like a media release where they were talking about how there's a spring event coming up.
Ooh.
And there might be potentially there might be like a new character like already,
Oh.
like a 25th character. And so
Nice.
because they were hinting at it, they were saying that this new character is already through like testing and they know the abilities and they're just doing balancing internally right now.
Yeah.
And so it'll probably be after like the spring event, and then there's gonna be like a special thing because like during the Halloween they had like the Junkenstein's Revenge,
Yeah.
which was like 4 people fighting against bots.
Yeah.
And so
Kind of like
this
Horde
is
style.
it's their speculation that it's gonna be like a lore-based event within Overwatch, and it's gonna go back to one of the Omnic Crisis events.
That'd be pretty cool.
And it's specifically at Kings Row, and so we know it's that because it's like all getting declassified on the 12th because everything in Overwatch it's in game,
Yeah.
and so it was like an Overwatch file that's becoming declassified on the 12th, and so that's how they let it on to be.
Yeah. League of Legends did something really similar where like they had like a newspaper where they were, and this was like early on in the game where they had a newspaper releasing lore and all that stuff and like talking about characters. That was actually pretty cool. That's it.
And so that was like a part of the big update. Jeff Kaplan was talking. He was like, yeah, we've heard fans, we're listening to you. You're really going to like this big update because we're doing more story. Because, I mean, the story of Overwatch and just the lore itself is great.
Yeah.
Just like in the videos, I mean, like, the
That's
videos
okay.
themselves, like,
Okay.
if you just made, like, little playable, like, mini, I don't know, games, mini sections.
Mini storylines.
Where, exactly, like, not even long ones, like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to where you can get a little bit of the lore behind each character and why they are the way they are.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
just something that kind of delves
Bless
deeper, bless you, into the the actual characters.
I mean,
So-
that's what drew me to Overwatch when I was watching the cinematic.
Oh yeah,
trailers.
it was the videos that did it for me because before
Yeah.
I'd heard about Overwatch and then I watched the videos and I was like, oh,
Oh.
this is something bigger, and
Yeah.
that's how you hook me into a game.
Yeah.
Like Gears of War also, like their universe is great, and Halo, their universe is great.
Yeah.
The games themselves, they're good, but I mean it's the
Lore junkie.
story behind the games and just the
That's
depth.
what you like to do.
I'm a lore junkie.
It's the depth.
I'm a
I
lore-
almost bought the Gears of War 3 books, but I couldn't find them anywhere.
Yeah. For my end of it, I
I could probably find them now.
I wanted to make a mention on 2 things. Neir Automata. Neir Automata. Automata.
Because robots.
Yeah, it's actually it deserves kind of like an honorable mention right now. It was just released like not even a week or 2 ago. It was released March 2017. It's an action style game, kind of in the same vein from what I've seen. I personally haven't played it, but the gameplay videos that I've seen very similar to like Devil May Cry 3 and all that stuff.
Sure.
It's like receiving rave reviews. Everybody's loving it, and it sold 1 million copies. Like in the short period of time, that includes both hard copy and digital sales. So that's actually kind of a big milestone to hit pretty damn fast. Yeah, it's and of course everybody the main thing going around on it is that achievements are now a thing. But there's one achievement that you can get because the main character is a female who happens to wear a skirt, and you have a free roaming camera. Yeah.
Yes.
And you can actually
I heard
maneuver
about
that
this.
camera to upskirt the character, and Yeah, there's an achievement for that, and the achievement's called "What are you doing?"
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about
Because
that, but I
the
didn't
developers
think it was
know that
real.
it's going to happen. But I mean, the developers also took the time to like animate things.
Yeah, to
You know,
animate things
so-
and kind of make things pretty realistic. But so, I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of like that nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We know what you guys are gonna do.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna get you.
We're gonna get you. So.
But we
But
also
not even we know what you guys are gonna do. Like they made it a point to make
they're
that
rewarding
Yeah.
them
possible.
Yeah.
and that
with the
so-
upskirt, but also with the achievement.
Yeah. But
It's a win-win scenario.
win-win situation. I mean, I don't know if I'd be proud of that. It's just kind of like a, hey, you got that achievement. Oh my god!
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I couldn't help myself, guys. But so yeah, that aside, Mass Effect Andromeda, BioWare just released a statement about the upcoming patch and the direction they're going to take the game. I know, it's been receiving a lot of flack for the animation, for the writing quality, a lot of the bugs and all that stuff. So they actually released a statement addressing a lot of that. Cool thing is that they're going to be fixing, I think immediately they're going to be fixing the problem with the eyes, which is kind of the weird part about the
I've
animation.
seen some weird neck stuff too.
Yeah.
Like they'll be talking to someone and their head will just like rotate, like full on like Exorcist style.
Yeah.
Just like all the way around,
Yeah.
and then they'll just like be looking somewhere else behind them, or it'll like it'll like rotate down, and then their head will be like inverted. So it's like my head's like this. It'll be like, and then it'll just be like looking up at you,
It'll kind
and
of
it's
corkscrew.
like, oh my gosh.
What is that? But yeah, no. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to revamp the coding for the eyes to make it look a lot more realistic as far as the eye movement goes.
Yeah.
That's going to be a start. They're going to remove a lot of the bugs. And over the course of the next several months, they're going to be improving animations in general, and fixing a lot of story arcs, storylines, and all that. And also working on the multiplayer aspect of it, which has been seeing a lot of lag.
I've seen some pretty funny lags for that too, like
Yeah.
like legs being up inside the body cavities.
Yeah.
Or like grasshopper legs, to where like instead of like obviously the proportions
Yeah.
where the legs are beneath the person.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
these
it's
are
like the
pretty
hips-
shitty
the hips,
graphics
like the
things
leg-
to have this far in.
Pretty
It's-
much, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
there's a lot of kind of like speculation around as to why that is, because like the thing is like BioWare never used to be like this, and then they were acquired by EA. So
Well, EA sucks, so.
I think
Interestingly
that's
enough,
like the one thing that everyone I've talked to is
no.
basically-
Funny thing is though, Ubisoft is actually beating out EA in worst gaming company ever for like 2016, 2017, specifically because of their For Honor, the release of For Honor, and the way they handled that. Basically, kind of like taking a quick aside before we get back to Mass Effect. Tangent. Yeah. So For Honor came out. Have you guys seen For Honor? Do you know what it's about?
I know what it's about. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what it is. I've seen gameplay. Yeah.
Basically, what it is, it's an online brawler style where basically you have three factions. You have the Japanese, you have the Vikings, and you have like the Knights Templar or whatever. The English
Samurai.
faction. Yeah. And they each have character classes, and you log on, and it's kind of like Counter-Strike Go except melee. So you're in there, and it's like a brawl fest between the factions, but you can also do free-for-all, so on and so forth. But the idea is you can unlock items. Now, I think what ended up happening was there's a limit to the number of items that you can unlock or something like that, or like in order to unlock all the items, you have to pay somewhere on the order of $700, something like that.
Oh.
Which caught a lot of flack. And Ubisoft's response to that was like, well, we never intended for you to unlock everything. And everybody's just like,
Then
the
what
fuck?
did you
Like,
intend?
I mean, if I'm going to be playing and I want to play it for like the next several years, you better make it at least
I mean,
attainable.
let's be realistic. It's
Yeah.
like the next several months.
That's why I liked it
Right.
when Cliff Bleszinski was in charge of the Gears of War franchise, because his mindset was you don't want someone to date your game, you want someone to marry your game.
Exactly.
You want someone to be invested long term,
Exactly.
which is why Gears of War 3 was such an awesome game. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I played the crap out of that game.
Yeah.
And
So-
it was like there were barely any, like, I can't even think of like any major glitches or bugs or anything like that,
Yeah.
because I
Are
mean
you sure, or are you just like romanticizing the past?
No, I
asked you
remember.
really, 'cause
No,
I
no,
haven't
no.
seen
there
it.
were like the only issues I had is when I was playing against other people and they had crappy connection.
Yeah.
But like in game,
But that was problems that other people had.
it was
Did
the
that
connection.
affect
It was
your
the lag.
gameplay?
It was the lag between our servers. It wasn't the
Oh,
game
okay.
itself. It was just because it was the communication between our consoles.
Yeah.
And so I would shoot and it would say I didn't shoot, and then it would be like, oh wait, and then like 10 seconds later he'd explode, or I would explode, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Gears of War 1, that game has so many bugs. Like, if you're just playing, like, offline, split screen, there are several points in the game that you can get stuck just because the game is glitchy.
Oh.
But Gears of War 3 is perfect. Like,
Fantastic.
it's a great game.
Storyline wise too.
Story's
So,
great.
yeah,
Gameplay's great. It's a great game.
It got so bad. I'd have to look into it, and I should have looked into it before I did this as well. But so that was one of the starters, and I'm pretty sure there were a couple of other things that got to the point where the players actually scheduled a server-wide, a player-wide boycott for like a day.
I heard about
Did
that.
you boycott?
I don't have it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Andromeda.
No. This is For Honor. Going back to For Honor.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it got so bad, and then like it was so bad that Ubisoft had to respond. They were like, oh snap.
Yeah.
So they had to kind of like, okay, we hear you players, but it's still like the players are kind of like, bruh, it took like an entire community-wide boycott for you to actually listen to us. Like really? So
Samurais working with knights, working with Vikings, bruh.
Yeah. So, but getting back to Mass Effect Andromeda. I think a lot of that, because it's when you look at the release for Andromeda, it was really unpolished in a lot of areas, and I do think it was EA kind of pushing the release date in many respects, and maybe BioWare trying to overpromise, because they did push back the release date once. Originally, it was supposed to release at the end of 2016, not spring, but holiday season 2016, and then they pushed it back to March 21st. So I think it could have gone at least like another holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, if it's gonna be this glitchy,
Okay.
then
That's what Ubisoft is doing with Assassin's Creed actually right now.
Yeah.
They're working on the next Assassin's Creed game, but I mean after the issues that they had with Unity and Black Flag, like especially on their live demonstrations, those things were train wrecks.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so now they kind of stepped away and they realized the issue that pretty much every other game company has not realized with the ones that are releasing games every year, like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
or Ubisoft actually, still Ubisoft. But,
Yeah.
But so yeah, they kind of took a step back and they were like, you know what, we're just gonna wait and we're gonna take as much time as possible as we need just to make sure that we release a good game.
Yeah. And
Which is what it should be about. It's
Yeah.
not about releasing a game every year to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It's about if you make a good enough game that has good content, you're gonna be relevant regardless of when you release it and how often you release it.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the ongoing argument where it's just kind of like that's kind of become the status quo where we're gonna release a game and it's gonna be finished, quote unquote finished, but it's gonna be fairly unpolished, and it's like we'll just patch it up with DLC and all that stuff and patch updates and whatnot, and it just kind of feels that that's becoming the standard, that's becoming the norm, and a lot of us are questioning like, is that really right? Like, I'm paying you for a complete finished game. I don't want this buggy train wreck that's mostly playable.
Right.
So, that's just a big question mark in the gaming community right now. But I think that ends gaming news, right?
yeah.
Anybody else have anything to add? No.
Baby says
Baby.
things.
All right, Natalie, take the community questions away.
All right. Ernest said, "What is a useless feature in a game that you love?"
Speaking to the mic.
That was what?
What? Natalie? What?
What is a useless feature in a game that you love? Ernest says, "I enjoy games that allow you to holster or sheath your guns and swords, like Deus Ex and Skyrim, and the only reason to touch the terrible Phantom Menace game on PS1 was because you could turn your lightsaber on and off."
I love that.
Well, I mean, in Skyrim, like when you put your sword away, it makes you run faster. It does have a purpose.
Yeah.
Because when you're running with like your stuff out, you kind of like just doing like a slow trot, but you put it away and then you can actually full on sprint. And so it's not useless. It's just circumstantial.
It's it's like I understand what he's getting at, because this is actually, and it's a funny story. Who was it? I think it was the creators of Doom. We have like this like background of baby noises.
Yeah, you'll hear like vibrating and like splurting and just a bunch of noises in the background. That's my kid.
Yep, that's
He's just entertaining himself.
that's the kiddo who's just doing his thing over there, entertaining himself, and apparently wants to be part of the podcast, which I encourage.
Yes.
But at the same time, bro, wait your turn. But so I want to say it was Doom that originally started this, because first-person shooters before that, like really, aside from the fact that there really weren't first-person shooters, reload wasn't really a feature. And it
was just a big freaking clip. Because I remember that in the new Doom also.
Yeah.
You don't reload your shotgun. You just have like giant clip of like 500 bullets. Or
Yes,
whatever.
boom, boom, and
It's
then
just,
you're out.
and then it's just gone.
But the funny thing was, like, when they added it in, it was like, it was kind of a big and not a big deal. But like there was a comparison made between like quote unquote useless features that actually made the game more interesting, or made the game unplayable. And they compared like the original Doom and I think it was Alone in the Dark, one of the latest versions, where you have to make a choice between, like, you can only hold one item. So either you were holding your flashlight or you were holding a weapon. So either you could see
awful.
or you could defend. Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
And the idea for that was like, oh, we're gonna make the game a heck of a lot more suspenseful. Yeah. But in reality, in actual practice, it was like this game makes it unplayable because either I see or I fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you know, it's just like it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
But then you look at features like reload, where now it makes you have a tactical decision because reloading takes a small amount, like it's seconds.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference.
But you mistime your reload, you get wrecked.
Yeah, you get wrecked. So now it's just like you make the decision of like, when do I reload? How fast do I reload? How low do I wait before I have to reload and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And so now you're checking your ammo, so it adds a level of suspense to the encounters and it makes the game overall more fun.
Adds a little bit more, tactics.
Yeah, a little bit more tactics. So
I cannot tell you how many times I've been killed in Halo because I accidentally I like to just mash the reload button. Like it's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
After you kill something, you reload, so you're ready for the next one. But then the thing is, like, you kill someone in the middle of the reload, someone comes around the corner.
Yeah, and you're just
and
like,
they catch you off guard. You're like, no.
Yep.
No.
So, Natalie, do you have anything?
No, I really have to really think about that.
You have to think about
I
that?
really have to think about that because now I'm starting to go into like the old school games where I'm like, man, like
there are a lot of little hidden features in there
Yeah.
that you wouldn't realize that all of a sudden you're just like, wait a second.
yeah, like that was never. I've
So,
never
so
had
the
that
question
presented.
is, things that serve no purpose that you love?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's not an act, like it's.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
understand.
nothing. Everything needs to have a function.
Yeah. Reed,
Yes.
we'll let you start with that, and then
Let's see.
Ray was answering this.
Oh, you were gonna answer?
Well,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Yeah, doing her
I did
dirty.
not know you actually had an answer. Go for it.
Yeah.
Should I have an answer?
Alright. God. So would dancing, like characters dance moves?
Yeah,
I think-
that would be a quote unquote useless feature.
It's technically
Like
a useless
Parappa
feature.
the
Yeah.
Rapper?
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find.
Oh my
I could
God.
rap that whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
He really can. He
Do
has.
it. Do it right now.
No, we'll do it later. That's a waste of time.
That'll be a special feature.
That'll be a
But-
special feature.
But I was gonna say in League, the dance features,
Like
Especially-
Destiny, there's a dance button.
especially
Yeah.
for Garen,
we busted that out at a
because
club once.
of the story that I knew he was gonna tell the story. So
Yeah.
because of the story, I like that feature.
Yeah.
It serves no purpose. It's completely useless.
Wait, where did we do that?
Mandalay Bay, the Foundation room.
Was it
Is
like?
that Mandalay Bay?
Well, no, because I remember we did it, and then somebody commented on. They were like, "Oh my god, you guys are like in sync."
Yes, it was a Foundation
It was
room
a
for
Foundation
your
room?
company shareholders meeting.
Yeah, so it was my company shareholders meeting in February.
Same, baby.
And they had us. We went up to the Foundation room, and like it was a small group of us. We were all drinking, having fun, and stuff like that. They were playing music. We were having dance offs, and then like I remember the wife and I. We don't even plan this, but we look at each other.
And you instantly know.
We instantly knew. So there's this character named Garen in League of Legends, and after his update, because they just recently updated him, or relatively recently,
Yeah.
like his dance move is like, because he carries this big ass sword,
Mhm.
so he drops his sword, like he drops the sword off to the side, sticks both arms out, and starts pumping them like up and down,
Doing the
So
monkey.
there's a woo, 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 woo. So we both look at each other, and we're facing the same direction, like we're facing each other,
Yeah.
and then so she goes this way, she goes to the left, I go to the right. And we're just doing that and switching left and right just like that. And everyone's like, oh my god! Perfectly in sync.
Yeah, we're super nerdy and also adorable.
Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, did you guys plan that? And we're like, nope.
Nah.
That's how we know.
That's how we know we're meant for each other. So, yeah. Yeah. Reed? You got anything?
Feature that's kind of useless. I don't know. It's not really useless, but it's not necessary for the game. So like if you go back to like the original Spyro game,
Yeah.
right? Spyro the Dragon. There's a roll button. Like that's what the bumpers do. You can roll left and right,
Yeah.
and it's like a dodge.
Yeah.
They don't tell you this.
Yeah. Until you discover
and then you just like one day like we just accidentally hit the buttons and we're like, whoa, this makes the game like infinitely easier.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like there are enemies in the game where like they get a one-off on you like automatically, like if you just come near them.
Yeah.
unless you roll.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't you think that would be critical information?
It's like, don't you think like you should have told me this before? It's like,
well, no, it's like life.
Exactly.
You gotta figure things out.
figure it out. I need to show you guys another video.
It's old school tutorials.
It
man.
is, seriously.
Like-
They didn't tell you. It was like breathe fire, charge, and jump, and then they said go have fun.
Go ahead. And then you discovered the roll.
And then there's a roll button. I was like, I didn't even know that was like a viable mechanic.
Yeah.
Can I add one more thing? Also, another thing.
Yeah.
The interactions between characters, like the specialized interaction, like still in League.
League of Legends. Yeah.
Yeah, like the specialized interaction between characters, like between like Jinx and Vi. If there's like something, I think that also makes the game more fun because it adds to the lore.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. And
It doesn't affect gameplay at all.
That's actually pretty cool. Like they do have specialized voiceovers for between certain characters and all that stuff. So when they come across each other,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like my favorite.
That's that's in a lot of games now too. That's
Yeah.
that's always like an evolved game, like at the beginning.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you're playing as like a robot, if you're playing as like a robot character, there's several robots in the game, and so
Yeah.
like the robots will communicate, or
Yeah.
there's just like special dialogue, or Overwatch especially,
yeah,
like at the beginning of the game, or if you just see someone,
yeah.
like a lot of like random little like hints have been dropped
Yeah, no,
through in-game dialogue that's like
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy it. Like the first time I caught that in Overwatch, I remember because like I was playing Zenyatta.
Mhm.
Somebody was playing.
Talking to Hanzo.
Yeah, or no, it wasn't Hanzo. It was Tracer,
Mm.
and I think it was Tracer. And Tracer was just, she says something. It's like I've always respected the Omnic whatever. Like she was talking to Zenyatta, and Zenyatta responds, and I was like, huh,
Mhm.
that's actually a really
Yeah.
interesting interaction. It gives them personality.
Yeah, there's one between Zenyatta and Hanzo,
Uh-huh.
where Zenyatta's talking to him and he's like, I sense much hatred in you, like there used to be in your brother,
Yeah.
something
yeah.
like that. And then Hanzo has like some smart ass comment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
He's
remember
like,
that.
you don't know me, like some angsty teenager or something
Yeah.
like that.
But no, the funny thing is, yeah, League sometimes will have like one of my favorites is the interaction between Volibear and Zillion. Some of the
Those names mean nothing to me.
yeah. I mean, there's two champions. Some of the characters are named after the developers.
Okay.
And that's how Zillion got his name. And so Zillion is kind of
Wait,
like a
Zillion is a real person?
no. It's not his real name, but that's his like tag.
Oh.
So it's like first name Zillion, last name. So Zillion is a character, like his 5-minute backstory or 2-second backstory is that like he used to be a magician, and he dealt with what?
She's counting.
2 seconds. Oh, okay.
She's counting your backstory.
I'm not meaning literally,
Well,
but he was
Baby
a
is
magician.
sad.
He was a magician. I think he lost his daughter or something like that.
Oh.
He lost somebody important to him, so he was studying time,
Yeah.
so he could go back in time and save that person. But then he ended up losing. Basically, he lost himself in time and became a Time Lord, essentially.
what?
So-
Doctor Who?
Yeah, basically. So that's what Zillion's whole backstory. Like
Or Bravest Warriors.
Yeah.
It's a show. It's like Adventure Time anime, but
Yeah.
it's more.
I don't really like Adventure Time.
You'll probably like
what?
this.
I know.
It's
I've
darker.
had,
It's
I know.
Wow.
darker. It's more like grown up. It's more
It's
inappropriate.
just kind of annoying.
Anyways,
I
So,
don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah. So Zillion came about first, and then when they were looking for
I'm visibly upset right
when they
now.
were looking for
let
ideas,
the record show.
She is. She has her like hands on her
She's
hips
sad.
and is frowning. I'm sorry.
but when they were looking for ideas for a new character, the guy tagged Volibear suggested, "Hey, why don't we have like a bear, an armored bear?" And the guy that had Zillion's name, or that Zillion's namesake, that
Yeah.
developer, he was like, "No, armored bear, that's stupid." So there was a little bit of a tiff between those two guys. I mean,
Oh,
good
a tiff.
nature. It was good natured internal tiff. But
That
when-
idea is dumb.
yeah, that idea is done. But when they created the Volibear character, even though lore-wise they don't have any connection, there's actually an interaction between Volibear and
Zillion.
Zillion. Yeah.
What does he say? An armored bear? That's stupid.
No, God, I forget. It's like their death animations. Like sometimes when Volibear kills Zillion, he says something kind of catty, and same thing with Zillion to Volibear.
Zillion, that's a stupid name.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, there's that story.
So what's your?
My useless feature. My favorite.
You just
useless
have
feature.
so many though.
I know, I have so many. I would have to say no. The one that I
I
appreciate
don't think
most.
she got it.
Yeah.
I think he
You,
got it, but he's
babe.
just
No,
choosing
no.
to move past
You,
it.
Exactly.
You have so many uses.
Yes, I know.
I do that with sarcasm.
Baby.
People will say sarcastic things. I'll take it literally and just move past it, and then they think I don't get the joke. It's like, no, you idiots.
I got the joke.
I got the joke. The joke was stupid.
I
I'm moving
saw the
past
joke.
the joke.
Baby.
I understood the joke. I chose to ignore it and move forward.
Baby.
Yes.
You as a person have so many useless features.
Thank you. That's
Okay.
why you married me.
Okay.
You useless.
Hey,
reptile.
Javi, could you please explain how many useless features you have?
So many.
How many tomatoes?
All the features.
So many.
So many tomatoes.
So many tomato.
Okay, this has gone long enough.
I know, right?
How much? 5 inches.
I remember that. Do you know what we're talking about?
It's a meme. I think I have it saved. I'll show
It's,
you.
do you know who Misha Collins is?
Oh my god.
He plays Castiel
In
Supernatural.
Supernatural. Have
Yes.
you ever seen? Okay, so he he releases these. I
This
don't know
is
if he
meme
still does-
explanations, people.
Yeah,
Meme
explanations.
These are
explanations.
meme explanations.
These videos with his kid.
Yeah, so he releases these videos with his kid, and it's super cool because basically what he'll do is he'll give his kid an idea, like a cooking project,
Yeah.
and he'll go to the store with his kid. And he'll let his kid have 100% creative control over everything, and his kid will buy groceries and all that stuff, and he'll put it all in a pot and cook it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And one time I think they were cooking pasta, and they put in a half-eaten apple, like the little not the rotinis, but the little wheels, the little wheel pastas, chocolate. It was really weird, but yet in the process of they put in tomatoes or tomato sauce.
Here it is.
Like
I have it.
so he asked the kid, "How many tomato do you want?" And he's like, "So many."
So
tomato."
many.
And so Misha Collins just looks at the
He
camera.
looks at the
like,
camera straight
so many
face.
tomatoes.
He looks at the camera straight face.
Yeah. And the kid's measurements are way off.
Yeah.
He's trying to measure a liquid. How much of the liquid?
5 inches.
5 inches. Alright, I guess we're putting in 5 inches.
And then the last one, it's like, he asks him, what's the last one?
And then for the jam.
Yeah, how much jam? He says 10. 10, and just straight at the camera.
Yeah,
10.
10. Yep, that's what it is. So they made that pasta. And,
So many.
Yeah, and there it was. But anyways.
5 inches.
Useless features. Useless features in video games that we appreciate.
I just imagine him doing
She's
this
looking
as
at the meme.
Castiel.
Yeah, right.
She's looking at the meme.
Yes.
10.
So, for me, I mean, out of all the games that I love to play, I'd have to say I'm the MMO guy. I love
That's
massive
true.
multiplayer online games. So
He likes role playing online.
I
with,
do.
Random women.
Nerd.
Random women, jeez. All
Or
right
men
then.
pretending to be
He
women.
likes the ER.
Yeah,
things.
it's girls.
It's
girls in quotation marks,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is guys in real life.
Yeah, exactly. That's my main assumption for everybody.
Every female ever.
For every female ever. It's like I just call them dude.
Are you or are you a girl?
Are you a girl? I just call them all dudes. But,
Sup, dude?
But yeah, no, I'd have to say my favorite useless feature, one that I appreciate the most, would be /E, which is what it does is most MMOs have their standard emotes like /laugh, /smile, whatever, and it pre-populates. It's like pre-populated text, but they'll have usually it'll be /E or /EM or /emote, and what it'll allow you to do is it'll still put it with the emote text style, but it'll allow you to freestyle it. So I do appreciate that. It's absolutely useless for the game, but it's something that I appreciate because, when I'm playing, I usually just I type up little stories and there it is. So that gives me, that's how I measure whether or not I'm going to stay with an MMO. It's like /EM, is it there? Yep, I'm yours.
/E and you touched her boobie.
The last time I said that was 2 weeks ago. I'm just kidding.
It's better than 1 week ago.
Yeah, better than 1 week ago. Yes. I came to age quite young with EverQuest. Thank you, EverQuest.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I was 13 when it first came out. When I first got exposed to it, because I think it came out in 90.
Exposed.
Yeah, exposed.
Corrupted.
Yeah. Well, no, it came out in 98, 99, somewhere around there.
I still had dial-up.
You
I
were
could hardly use the
13
internet.
by that point. Wow, you're old.
I was 9.
Yeah. Oh damn. I'm feeling old now.
You said
What?
90.
Yeah.
You said 98.
Yeah, no, it was like it had to have been like 99, 2000, somewhere around there.
I was 7 or 8.
I was
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, because I think I wasn't in high school yet when I started playing it.
Yeah.
I was still in middle school, so I had to have been between
Yeah,
98
that
and
for
2000.
attention.
Yeah.
Because I graduated in
People weren't
99,
looking at it.
2000. Then 2000, 2001 was my sophomore, my freshman year. Sorry,
What year did you graduate from high school?
2004.
Interesting.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 2004. So like, I remember I was playing. I wasn't even in high school yet, and like, dude, I was getting busy.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently, I was able to fool the man or the woman,
man.
but most likely the man
The
on
dude.
the other side.
The dude.
The dude. To which I was totally buying. I was like, oh yeah, you're totally a girl. Why would you play a girl if you were a guy?
Yeah.
But fooled him into thinking I was, you know.
It's all those books you read. That's why I
It's
married
appropriate.
you. Vocabulary.
I had quite the vocabulary.
It's true.
Quite the vocabulary as a young kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could weave quite the story.
Oh. Well, it explains why you're our DM.
Yep, that is quite true. Yes,
Quite.
quite.
No.
Okay, Natalie, please let's just take it away.
Literally anything.
Literally anything. I went to a place that I shan't have gone.
To the EverQuest area.
Yeah, to the EverQuest, the days of
Can we
EverQuest.
lower the laptop screen so the microphone has a better?
Yes.
So it can
You-
reach your mouth.
But
Yes.
no, because if I do that,
Well,
then...
not too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want to shut the computer, but like keep your hand in there, like hand width.
All right, hold up.
We already did.
Okay, well, I don't have anything on my useless feature, but I do have my word ready.
Damn it,
My
Natalie!
world. God damn it. Just letting y'all know, we literally paused the podcast, so I wouldn't say that. Or that wouldn't happen.
Rehearsals
And it
happen.
Rehearsals happened, and then my natural reaction came out. Sorry, guys. Wear my heart on my sleeve.
did. Well, I was going to
Better
say,
than wearing your dick on your sleeve.
wow. Wow. Okay.
That sounds painful.
We need like a bleep button. Just like a beep.
Nah. Pussy
Maybe
shouldn't
if,
be
like-
listening.
If like we're like what is it like syndicated
Yeah, right.
in the future at some point if we're popular
All right,
enough
so,
to be on
You
radio.
mean when? When we're popular.
Yeah, that one.
so
Your world.
my world. You know, I'm having a
Speaking
hard
of the microphone, remember.
I'm having a hard, difficult time
There you go.
narrowing whether I would prefer to live in Harry Potter world
Or
an Adventure Time world.
Ooh.
Get out of here, Ray.
Get
I
out.
didn't
Get the-
even think of Harry Potter.
what?
Oh my God, Reed.
My mind went
How did
straight
you
to
not-
Avatar, and I was just there. I was like, I can firebend now. I am happy, and then I just made a little home.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Very
like,
hard for me to. It's either or. It's
gonna
a
be
coin
tough.
toss.
It's
yeah,
gonna be
It's
tough.
gonna be tough, but okay.
it's a coin
Like
toss.
I guess to make it maybe easier or
Alright.
maybe harder, depending. So not only do you get to pick the world, but you also you can guarantee the power. Like aside
Like
from
if
being
you're
the
Harry
chosen
Potter
one.
world,
Yeah.
then you for sure
You are a wizard.
witch.
Yeah.
If you are an avatar, then you for sure are a bender of some sort.
You're chosen.
Rather
Yeah.
than being a plebe.
The only how shitty would that be, man? It's like I choose this world. Oh, sorry. You're just a
Congratulations.
commoner. Congratulations, you're a commoner.
You're farmer number 7.
no.
You don't get a name.
God, that would suck so bad. But yeah, with the only caveat is you cannot be the avatar.
Yeah, you
you
couldn't
cannot
be-
be the chosen.
You can't
one.
be Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Chosen one. Oh,
I'm coming.
Yes! I didn't know! Now I know! Now I know! Sorry, guys. That
We were
was
talking.
very.
Have you seen Kung Pao
Into the Fist?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh my god, it's a
I've
terrible
seen-
movie.
I
and
know.
it's
So
bitter.
good.
That's why I've only seen bits and pieces.
No.
You know when I throw a burp cloth on his face and he struggles with it? I do that on purpose because nuts!
There's this entire scene. You know what? I'm not even gonna.
So funny.
I'm not even gonna ruin it for you.
I didn't know that's what you were doing, but no.
I've seen enough. I know he uses gopher nunchucks.
Wait.
And he's training with a cow.
Wait, guys.
And then his tongue.
Yep.
It's like
I I vote that we have a movie night
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that.
No.
What the?
We are not having any other days off besides this one until we are completely packed.
No, we're not gonna have a day off. We're gonna work in the morning.
Babe, no.
And then, okay.
No.
Natalie, please.
Okay, so
We got off on a tangent.
we did
Yeah.
go into like a road
Yes.
that
Yeah.
I had
You're
to come
blocking
out
the
of.
microphone again, and the people won't be able to hear your voice.
Can you hear me, people?
I
Can
hope
you
so.
fucking hear me?
Apparently, Natalie is getting really annoyed by Reed.
She's
I was
tilted.
like, can you hear me?
We're good. We're
Okay,
good.
cool. So yeah, I that's a coin toss. That is a coin toss, either. Because I mean, I could go into Adventure Time world and I
Oh, yeah.
would never be unhappy. You know.
Adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. We come from very distant lands.
With Jake the dog and
Feel
Finn
the
the
human.
Fun will never end. It's
Adventure
adventure
time.
Like,
Oh my
who would
God.
want to live there? You know what I mean? Like, it would
I
just
would.
Fun people.
with
Dude.
emo, like
PB?
you would hit
Peanut Butter Princess? I
Yeah.
would totally be your friend.
I'm more Marceline.
Oh yeah, her friend.
a Marceline versus.
Marceline's
I said I'm more of a Marceline
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Which one
The
is
vampire.
Okay, I know what she looks like. Who's the peanut butter princess?
Not Peanut Butter Princess, Bubble
PB.
Princess, PB.
Princess
Yeah.
Bubblegum.
Princess Bubblegum.
Is
Princess
she the
Bubblegum.
one that they're always showing with
The pink
Jake
one.
and Finn?
The pink one, yeah. Yeah. The one that Finn has a perpetual crush on.
Okay, yeah, I know who that is too.
Except I haven't seen the most recent one, so I don't know where that is.
Still kind of. They're coming out the last season soon.
Oh, the last
They're gonna
season,
end it.
They're gonna end it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The only one that matters is Tree Trunks. Okay.
Oh god.
Poor Tree Trunks.
Dude,
Yeah.
Tree Trunks is a freak!
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She's
You're like,
my
She's,
that
favorite.
she's a
She's
creepy
my
old lady.
spirit animal.
Nah, dude, but like, and then she gets married to whatever that pig's
That
name
pig
is.
is.
Yeah, that pig.
Hashtag spoilers. But
Like, this is like years ago.
This was
Yeah,
years
this
ago. This
really
is
was,
old
yeah.
news.
This is old news.
so moving on from our tangents.
Movie. We
So
keep
now
going on
it says
tangents.
Adventure Time.
I would say it's a coin toss. Either
Effort.
or, I would be placed in that.
You gotta have a hard yes, man. That was the whole point. You gotta pick.
Fuck. All right, let me think.
Oh no.
I know.
Damn it, you need some new friends.
I'm like, damn it. No, I can do more as a wizard. Like that's just.
I think.
I mean, I can be happy in Adventure Time,
Yeah,
but
I
I'll
mean,
have power. Like,
Damn. And thus the new Voldemort was
Yes.
born.
Natalie's definitely a Death Eater.
Alright,
Perfect.
okay, so
Harry Potter world.
what do
Yes.
you guys?
Reed, I'll give it to
I'm
you.
gonna say Avatar just so I don't go the same way that Natalie went.
Yeah.
Just because, like, all the time, like, whenever I'm bored, I just pretend I'm firebending.
Right?
Like, I just, like,
But do you think
but
you
the
would
thing
be
is-
a firebender?
I think so.
I would
I
totally
think
be
so.
quick. Just a quick tangent. Firebender, Earthbender. I know you would be a firebender.
See,
Natalie?
I have never watched Avatar.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay,
I
you need to
I
watch
need to
Kung
unpack
Pao.
our
I do.
movie.
Yeah.
I do, apparently.
And you need to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No.
Like you
It's
have
on
to.
Amazon. Do you have Amazon?
I do have Amazon.
We have the
It's on
DVDs too.
Amazon.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, we have the first whole.
You know
all
what?
of
I think I might have mentioned this before. I don't know, but like I had watched like a couple sporadic episodes, and I was like, "Oh, the show is so dumb." And our first trip that we took together, Javi made me like start watching them, and like 3 episodes in, like from the beginning, I was like, can
Well,
we
yeah,
watch the next-
chronological order.
it. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Can
you
I
have no
watch the
idea what's
next
going
Oh my
on.
goodness.
It's
She was hooked.
so good.
It's what got me into.
There's a lot of diversity in the first
Oh.
season, too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, like, the pirates were, like, episode 8.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey! Spoilers! You haven't seen it. Come on, man.
Legitimately.
It
No,
doesn't even matter.
Watching the character development for one of my hands down favorite characters.
Zuko?
Oh no,
Toph.
he's
Oh, Toph?
well, yes.
Well, Toph doesn't really change too much, though.
But no, that's not what I'm talking about. Character development.
Who?
Who can you
Momo?
see a visceral change from the beginning to the end?
Probably Aang?
No, visceral change.
I don't know. He kind of stays the same. He's still a pacifist.
Holy crap! I'm drawing a blank here.
Oh my god. Azula?
Oh yeah, that makes
Well,
sense.
with her, it's more just letting the crazy out the bottle.
Yes.
Like
but
that.
but that last fight, I don't know if it's the last fight.
It's their last.
He bumped his head.
No,
But-
you bumped his head.
No, he bumped his head because I had him like this, and he like threw his head back, and then. Dunk.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's their last fight on the
when
day.
she's
So
on
Okay,
it's
wait. Spoilers.
Spoilers. But
Spoilers for Natalie.
yeah.
Here, let me go
okay.
get water, and in the meantime, you may discuss.
We have water.
Yeah, but she's giving us time to discuss this.
Yes, I'm giving you time to discuss this.
Okay.
While I fill up my
Natalie,
jug of
Natalie
water.
is leaving the room.
I'm leaving.
The door is unlatched.
I am officially gone.
The door is
The
now
door
closed.
has now latched.
I love Zuko's transformation from his angsty, annoying teen boy to
Mhm.
I love or whatever. I hate sand because it's so sandy.
Except that was Anakin Skywalker, but
yeah,
okay.
but you know.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
know. From that to what he is at the end, I
Yeah.
love his character.
Yeah.
And I'm forever shipping Katara and Zuko. They should have ended up together.
It was kind of leading on, like, for a while that's how it was going to be. But,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel
But
like it
besides
has
that-
to be Aang.
Besides that, Azula, oh my god, like that choreography, her devolution,
De-evolution.
her,
Yeah.
De-evolution.
her just like the way she
The downward spiral,
her,
essentially.
yes, the way her character unravels, it's chilling, and it's not like a little kid show.
I wish that it was more mature. Like, I wish they would come out with a new Avatar. Same, like, basic
You
story.
mean like Legend of Korra?
Just,
Nah.
well, no, not even. Because Legend of Korra is still kind of kiddie. I mean, like, the fights are good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the writing's not so great. I just mean,
Yeah.
like, if it came out on, like, Adult Swim. Kind of like with the new
Yeah.
Samurai Jack. The new Samurai Jack is great, by the way.
Oh, gotta watch that.
We don't have Adult Swim. We're poor.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't even have, I haven't even had time to watch it. I saw the second episode and I missed, like, every other one. I think they're on, like, 5 now. But anyways, yeah, I mean, like, I wish they would come out with a new Avatar
Yeah.
to where it was just more accurate. Like, because when people, like, are fighting in a war where you burn people with fire, like, only, like, that's your main weapon.
Yeah.
Or if you crush people with rocks, like, that's gonna be awful.
Yeah.
Like, that's so gruesome. Just the battlefields, like, just, like, scorched corpses everywhere.
Yeah. Or like mangled
Or
corpses.
mangled bodies, like, you know, people getting, like, heads exploded, like, with rocks, literally, or, I mean, like, with waterbending techniques, you can, like, literally slice people into, like, several chunks,
Yeah.
and,
yeah.
like,
Just
Yeah.
chum, human chums.
Let it be known that Reed wants to see gore.
I want to see more gore in my Avatar.
Yeah. No, and they definitely.
Because that's how it would be. I
Yeah.
just want a realistic Avatar, that's what I want.
Yeah, that would be quite.
Airbending is still kind of the same.
I have entered the premises again.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We're satisfied.
No,
we're finished.
Air can do serious amounts of damage.
It can, especially with sand.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
No, not just.
Pressurized air. What?
Not
Well, that
even.
too, 'cause, I
You
mean,
can
in their last
literally
battle-
pull the air out of somebody's body and suffocate them internally.
Well, but I mean, in the last battle too, when like
I mean,
Aang
I don't
uses
know.
air,
You're telling me
when
they're shocked as if like, what does he say?
when
And
Aang
I'm
uses
I
like
don't know.
air only to destroy a mountain, right? In their last fight, air. Don't underestimate the power of any one
One
element.
element. Yeah. Exactly. But so Reed, you got Avatar, and you. Would
Yeah,
get
I'm
fire.
thinking Avatar. I'd want to be a firebender. I know. I'd burn
It's your true
things.
passion.
I'm actually a really big like pyromaniac. I've just like controlled it well enough.
Well, part of the reason why I loved Avatar is because I've loved martial arts my entire life,
Yeah.
and
I would learn martial arts if it meant that I could shoot fire
Yeah,
from
right.
my limbs.
So
Or breathe fire too.
What impressed me about Avatar: The Last Airbender as it came out is that they modeled. I mean, the choreography is fantastic for an animated show.
Yes, it
But
is.
they modeled the four elements. They
Four
modeled-
different styles, yeah.
After 4 different styles. So we'll start with fire. Fire was actually based off of Northern Shaolin Kung Fu, and the basis for Northern Shaolin Kung Fu was that it's a lot higher up. So you see a lot of circular movements, circular blocks, but also a lot of kicks, a lot of jumps, and all that stuff. As in contrast to the Earthbenders, the Earth Kingdom was modeled after Southern style, Hungar. That's where you see a lot of the animal styles. So you have these really low-rooted stances. You see a lot of tiger and crane. You see a little bit of leopard.
Toss.
Yeah.
was actually based on Eastern Mantis style.
Yeah, Eastern Mantis style.
Specifically, because I remember watching a little documentary for it.
It's kind of like Eastern Mantis style, but it's Wing Chun. There are a lot of similarities between the styles.
So I remember there was like when the episode was new and they actually had just introduced Toph, they did like a little. It was like one of the commercials in between.
Yeah.
Like commercial breaks. They were saying that Toph, her fighting style is actually based on Eastern Kung Fu, and like that's why like you see a lot of her hands. It's the the Mantis size. And so it's a lot of like like her hands are kind of like loose.
Yeah.
And then and so she's just kind of like going with the flow.
So water bending was based off of Tai Chi, which was it mimics like the flow of water. It's like you're always going with
yin and yang.
Yeah, you're always going with the energy of your opponent,
using your enemy's energy against them.
And so you'll see a lot of that within the show as well. And then the air nomads were based off of Bagua, and they were called the circle walkers because they have a lot of exercises where they're kind of like they're walking in a circle. And the philosophy in their style is that if they were able to place their hand on your spine, you would never be able to reach them because they know exactly. And that's actually a philosophy that goes with a lot of Kung Fu. It's called bridging the gap. So if I'm able to
address that point specifically.
within Avatar. But like basically, it's bridging the gap. So in many styles of Kung Fu, and more specifically in certain styles, it's more focused. If I'm able to place my hand on somebody, I don't even have to look at them because now with my hand, I know where their body's going. I know what they're gonna do, so I can look over here. I've got my hand on this individual, so I know what's happening just by the movements of the body. So the Bagua practitioners kind of focused on that, where like the idea is to get behind your opponent, put their hand on your back, and no matter which way you turn, they'd be able to move or manipulate you in such a way so that they could just deactivate you essentially. Not like pressure points, but essentially it's like I can't hit you because I can't reach you. And then, they can just take you apart from there.
Yeah.
But, so that impressed me. And I was just like, holy crap. And they did their research. They did their research. And then the more I started getting into Kung Fu, the more I started seeing the different styles and the variants and styles. And the choreography was just fantastic. It was phenomenal.
It's even better than Legend of Korra. But the Legend of Korra, story-wise, is just not that great.
Yeah. We've had this discussion a few times. I just did not like...
The characters, the secondary characters in Legend of Korra were better than the main characters.
I
feel like Julie, do the thing. No.
Julie.
Yeah,
it was Julie? Judy.
It was both.
It was good, yeah.
It was both, I'm pretty sure. But I just feel like they kind of like tried to mimic the original
Try to bring back the
dynamic.
Same
yeah.
Like.
Well, let's not go into it too much.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
spoilers.
Worlds.
Oh my god.
So worlds.
Do you want me to go or do you want to go? Okay, I'll go. So I had my top 3 were.
But you can only have one.
I know. My top 3 were Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Harry Potter and Avatar, because God, those 3 worlds are just phenomenal.
Yes.
Wait, when you say Dungeons and Dragons, though, like whose world?
Specifically Forgotten Realms.
Okay.
Forgotten Realms is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So I would do, and it was a very long deliberation. I mean, weeks long deliberation and pros and cons, but
at least 2.
Yeah, at least 2.
Who knows how long he's had this question in his head?
Oh God! As soon as the question was posed, I was just like, "Oh my God!" And it was just this debate in my head between my multiple personalities, but. I settled on to Dungeons and Dragons.
Nerd.
I would live within the Forgotten Realms, and I would be a monk.
Friends with Dritz.
Unfortunately, I can't have that luxury.
Why?
Because that would be too main character-y.
Oh, so you wouldn't have a crush on Canterbury and.
No, I would totally do Dritz. I'd see him and I'd be like, "Yep, you're mine."
Oh, okay. Okay, I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say a crush on Canterbury, but okay,
no,
you can.
I
you
can't
can
steal
have Dritz.
I can't steal the guy's wife. No, that's
but the man, yes.
Yeah.
But the dude is okay.
But the dude is okay.
I mean, homewrecker.
Canterbury and Dritz, they're
just
married.
Just a little casual homo.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little casual homo. I mean, that guy. Dritz the Urden, for the people that don't know, he's a very popular character within the Forgotten Realms, written by the writer Bob Salvatore, R.A. Salvatore.
Okay, Robert Salvatore.
Robert Salvatore, but he goes by Bob. His books and that character shaped who I was.
And
who I am.
That's not an exaggeration at all.
Not, no.
I've talked to people that knew Hobby when he was younger.
When he was
And
a young lad.
When he was a young lad. And I mean, not family. And yes, he definitely 100% based his personality
off of Dritz Don't Move
Yes.
Thing. And no, I mean, no joke, man. His books helped me through a lot of like
angsty teen
issues.
Yeah.
You know,
Much like Linkin Park has done for a lot of people.
Exactly. No, like I mean, I honestly, I attribute.
In the end, it really doesn't even matter.
Oh,
dang, Natalie, with that throwback.
Man, I will fucking rap Hybrid Theory right now.
I know, right? But like, no, yeah, like it helped me. I mean, we've all had, as teenagers, we've all had those problems, those issues, those questions. I wasn't any different from anybody else. Thankfully, it didn't.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I think it was just low enough that the mic probably didn't catch it.
Yeah.
So you're probably okay.
Should I repeat it louder?
No.
But the cool thing about Salvatore's writing is that he always has like his books are broken up into sections, and before every section he has like this monologue written by the main character Dritz, and it deals with a lot of real world topics. He kind of followed in the same vein that a lot of comic books did back in like the 60s and the 70s when they were dealing with a lot of topics within culture at the time. So he's talking about racism, tradition versus innovation and all that kind of stuff, and they were always questions that I had as I was growing up. So those monologues from Dritz actually really helped, and they made a lot of sense, and so they really helped me kind of like create my personality, or at least create that portion of my personality. So it helped me through high school and college and all that. But yeah, at the end of the day, for me, Forgotten Realms won out, and I would totally be a monk, in some unnamed monastery.
High in the mountains.
Yeah,
High in the mountaintops.
High in the mountaintops, but I would be an adventure monk. I wouldn't just be like the monk in the monastery. I would like learn my stuff and like go. I would
so
go
like a warrior monk.
I would go out to the 36th chamber.
You're like, guys, there's too much out in the world.
Yeah.
Are you gonna teach a man to fish?
Yeah, I would teach a man to fish and wander the world as a traveling monk. But it was tough. But my heart belongs in the Forgotten Realms.
Well,
There's no doubt in my mind. Hey, baby.
So, for me also, it was a split between Avatar and Harry Potter.
Those seem to be like the
Not the top ones.
the top ones. Yeah.
I think all of us have said Harry Potter.
yeah.
Yeah. But as much as I love Avatar, and I for sure would be a firebender, I'm not even secretly.
Burn all the things.
Exactly.
That's why I would like. I'd be like, no.
I'm not even secretly a pyro. Like, Javi as a gift
I am,
bought
but
me a lighter.
My family got me a blowtorch for Christmas. It's a little tiny little blowtorch.
No, he bought me a what's it called?
A Zippo?
Zippo.
He bought me a Zippo, but he won't get me fluid.
I got you fluid.
What?
You lost it.
Well, he bought it separately, and was like, "Well, you can have this."
You have to buy it
first,"
separately.
Yeah.
No, I mean like he didn't include it as part of.
Oh,
the
okay.
gift.
In the initial gift. Okay.
But as great as that would be, I would have to say Harry Potter because I am,
Slytherin.
yes.
Basically.
But also, I am.
No
a
matter
nerd.
how she tries to answer the questions, still Slytherin.
I am a nerd, and I love learning, and I think that would just be the coolest thing to, learn all the things that basically I would be like Hermione. Also,
A
I'm
sneaky Hermione.
yes,
An
super
evil,
lazy.
sneaky
A sneaky
Hermione.
Hermione.
I'm also super lazy. So, like what bending isn't gonna help me do chores.
But
It would help me.
Yeah.
With
Burn
my enemies.
everything down. Whereas with
why clean the
magic-
table when I can burn
Burn the table.
With magic, I could be Molly Weasley and just like oh yeah, spell the dishes to do themselves, and spell the I don't know.
There's
clothes.
Laundry.
laundry, everything.
There's
Everything.
leverage, power. There's just so many things you
Exactly.
can do in the Harry Potter
Yes,
world.
and think how I would control all the commoners.
Wow, the
Filthy
what?
the
bloods.
muggles.
The
The
muggles.
muggles? The no-mage.
The
You
no-mages.
would have been born and raised here, so there
Yeah,
would be no
it would have been
mages.
America.
Are you gonna make fun of the Mudbloods?
I mean, not out loud.
Oh,
Oh my god! What did I marry?
A Slytherin.
A Slytherin.
A Slytherin.
Slytherin, apparently.
You knew this before you married me. Don't say like, oh, it's Slytherin apparently.
Have you guys seen
You
that
knew this.
that like detention notice where it was just like goes to detention because student called other student a muggle?
Oh my god.
That was a
I would
legit
have just
detention
lost.
sentence.
Like, if that had been one of my
Muggle.
students, I would have been like, well, you know, you're probably right. They probably are a muggle. What are you going to do about it?
Get over it.
Yeah.
You common man.
No joke. Like I did create like this whole persona for the Harry Potter world.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about this persona.
Well, I wouldn't be a pure mage. I wouldn't be a pure wizard.
Okay.
Like I would like to go in as I am now. So I'd be.
Oh,
okay
I would
with,
be a pureblood.
Yeah, I'd be okay. I'd be okay being like a mixed.
Okay.
But
A red blood?
yeah, mainly because like I
Red
mean,
blood?
Oh my god, why would the...
why?
Teasing
Yeah,
already.
seriously.
We're not even in that world yet.
Cyrus, man, come on.
I still love you secretly.
Secretly,
What
but
are you gonna tell your son?
no, it's because like
Oh.
I mean like the thing is that there's like I'm watching the movies and I'm reading the books and I'm like, oh my god, if you only knew this. Like I mean, I would still learn martial arts and all that stuff. And what I create, like I would have this special, my character, my persona would have this special thing.
What's your
Basically,
character's name?
it would just be me.
Oh.
But it would just like it would be within the Harry Potter world. So I would actually have a sword in which I can insert my wand.
Ooh.
So
That's like that one dude.
yeah, well, it's Lucius Malfoy had his
Yeah,
wand,
that
had his
one.
wand
In a
in his
cane.
cane.
Yeah, in his
But the
cane.
thing is, like, I would have my wand within my sword, so like I could melee, which seems to be like.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm pretty sure as a student you wouldn't be able to carry around weapons with you.
I don't think they would even care because it's just kind of like a. What's a sword gonna do in a
Magic sword.
Yeah, in a magic fight, and I'd just be like, let me show you what it does. Shing, my arm. Yeah.
But, you know, scale growth. Exagrowth?
Yeah,
What's it called?
that's why, you know. But it'd be kind of like a, you know, you get up close and personal with the wizards, and it's like, what are they gonna do? It's like, oh, you're gonna shake your wand at me? I'll break your arm. Okay, cool. But of course, I have my actual wand for magic and stuff like that. But
You would just be ready for either or.
I would be ready for
depending
either
on
or.
the situation.
Like my mentality for fighting, and well, no, we should save that as a topic for the other day, like
For a different time.
for a different time. Wait, how much time do we have? Where
What's
are
the
we?
time?
We are at 1 minute, 3 minutes.
Oh,
I'm sorry, 1 hour, 3 minutes.
1 hour, 3
we
minutes?
got a little bit more.
You want to talk about like since like Harry Potter was like be prevalent, like
Yeah.
we could talk about our profiles.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pottermore.
shit.
Pottermore
Pottermore,
profiles.
Pottermore, baby.
Pull it up. Alright.
Dang, son.
I will be back.
Let's-
Also,
We will have to pull up our Pottermores.
I don't
Yes,
need to. I have it
um,
memorized.
Yeah. I know.
what happened to the water?
Oh, it's downstairs. I
It's still. I think it's still full.
Well, I have to go get my tablet anyway.
So
I'll be
wait,
back.
since I was talking, I'll go ahead and finish mine, and then we can go.
Mine.
Do it.
Fine. So, like, the way my mentality would be, I mean, aside from, like, mine was, my core was drag and heartstring. The wood was rowan wood. And it was, like, 12 and a half inches, I want to say, with, like, rigid flexibility, if I remember correctly. So, what they, like, when you read through...
Pretty sure I have it saved.
Yeah, when you read through the whole profile, Rowanwood is especially adept at defensive spells. So like, and that kind of goes with who I am and what I do. Like I prefer tank. I prefer defense over heavy offense.
Yeah.
But like I feel that my style of fighting would be like essentially it would be a heavy defense. And I would inch my way closer and closer and closer to you, and essentially, like I would take over. I would go from like magic to like straight hand to hand, and just
Punch.
Yeah, disable you that way. Instead of flinging offensive magic spells at you, I'd just be like defend, deflect, move, and I'd be like inching my way closer and closer to my opponent, so that I would just like boom take him out. And that's just like my Patronus is also a unicorn.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
it was
I know,
interesting.
He's a unicorn.
Special. I'm
I'm
special,
married
guys.
a unicorn, guys.
My Patronus is a bird, so.
It was a swift,
It's a
right?
swift.
Yeah.
My pretend.
I don't even remember what it means, but like for my profile, like my wand, it's like Elmwood, which like under the profile, it's like, oh, many people believe that only like purebloods can use this, but it's like probably only it was like purebloods that brought that up, you know.
Yeah.
They kind of made up that rumor, but anyways, it was Elmwood, and then I have Phoenix Feather Core, which is like one of the more rare
Yeah. One of
ones.
the
I don't remember exactly the magic. I think it was more difficult to master.
Yeah.
Because the wands themselves are picky.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're rares, because they're very,
They're very finicky.
finicky.
Mine is Phoenix Feather Core too.
Woo! Phoenix Feather. High five.
And Firebenders.
Yeah.
And then mine was brittle flexibility, so I am not adaptable at all. I'm pretty much set in my ways, is what it's telling me. And so I mean I read the whole, section about like, the varying lengths and everything. It pretty much doesn't mean anything. If anything, like the longer the wand, it does have to do with like height and the size of the person, but a lot of it has to do with like personality.
Yeah.
So like the bigger ones are like for people who are more,
have like
bombastic
really
and
big
charismatic.
I think average is like between 11 and like 13 or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
usually ones shorter than that show like a deficiency in some way.
Yeah.
A personality deficiency.
Mine's 12 and a half, and then I
mine was
would have to go into everything, but I mean, like house, like Gryffindor, because I choose Gryffindor.
Ravenclaw.
Otherwise, I'd be Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
And
I was
then
Ravenclaw.
and then I'm straight up Thunderbird.
Nice.
It just like with that, you don't even get to choose. It just puts you in one.
I was Thunderbird as well in Ilvermorny. If I would have been, I would have been Thunderbird here.
I would have been Thunderbird.
Yeah.
None of this is surprising for mine, but Ray, go ahead and go with yours.
Okay, so what all are we doing?
Just general.
Pottermore profile.
Go down, yeah.
Yeah. Wand,
Just your
houses, and all
Alright,
that stuff.
So I'll start with my Patronus. It's a pine marten, which basically said like, what do you remember what it said?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Like
I remember we looked it up.
I don't know. Is someone looking it up?
Pine Martin.
No, let me check.
Okay, no, I'll look.
Yeah. Natalie, take a look at that while you keep going on.
I think you have to look at what house is the pine marten in. Is it a weasel or not? What house? What family?
Pine Martin. I don't remember. I think it was a weasel.
I think it was a weasel. You have to look at.
Mustiladay family.
Yeah, I think it was. You have to look at weasel. So, anyways, but I'm a Slytherin. Surprise, surprise. Slytherin. My Ilvermorny house is Puckwudgie.
Okay.
Puckwudgie.
That's like a cat thing.
I think so.
A Puckwudgie is a fiercely independent magical creature. It's sometimes considered to represent the heart of a witch or wizard. It is also said that Puckwudgie favors healers. Okay.
But what is it?
It is a fiercely independent magical creature. Yeah, I have no idea. It looks like a birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it looks like a Birdman.
What kind of wand do you have?
My wand. Let's see. Okay. It's a redwood phoenix feather core, 12 3/4 inches, and hard flexibility.
What does it tell you?
Okay.
More about your wand.
Yes, more about my wand.
You can look at mine after, because I was pretty, like,
Okay. Redwood means that it has a reputation for bringing good fortune to its owner. Redwood wands are not themselves lucky, but are strongly attracted to witches and wizards who already possess the admirable ability to fall on their feet to make the right choice to snatch advantage from catastrophe. The combination of such a witch or wizard with redwood wand is always intriguing. Okay, Phoenix Feather Core. It's the rarest core type. They're capable of the greatest range of magic, though they may take longer than either unicorn or dragon cores to reveal this. Reed already went into this a little bit, but said they show the most initiative, sometimes acting of their own accord, a quality that many witches and wizards dislike. Phoenix Feather Wands are always the pickiest when it comes to potential owners, for the creature from which they are taken is one of the most independent and detached in the world.
Dang.
These wands are the hardest to tame and to personalize, and their allegiance is usually hard won.
Which is kind of makes sense, given your personality.
What?
It's fitting for me too, actually.
Yeah.
12 3/4 inches in length. And
Sorry, guys.
I'm not even gonna touch that. We're not gonna go there.
And moving on.
I have a hard flexibility, which denotes the degree of adaptability and willingness to change. That's true. I hate change because it's stupid.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, so that's my wand. And
Wait, did we find out what a pine marten was?
Oh no, I did not. A pine marten?
Pine Marten. Here, I'll actually look up.
Pine Marten.
Harry Potter, pine marten.
I don't think they like wrote one up for a.
Well, I just googled it and it said
Did you look for pine marten Patronus?
yes.
The power of the internet. It's currently
Not done.
failing us.
It really is. And the internet's slow.
Of course, when we need it.
Might
Right?
have to be a question for another day.
Pine marten Patronus.
That'll be our homework for next time. What is a pine marten?
What is a pine marten?
We'll come back and we'll tell everyone what we discovered.
Yeah, like I said, from the last time I looked at it, they didn't have an option. Like they didn't have a meaning for pine marten, but it's in the same family as, I believe, a weasel or a ferret.
Which fits well with Slytherin.
Yeah, right.
Weasel!
Hey, it may be ferret, okay?
It's a ferret is still kind of like in the weasel-ish family. Polecat.
Weasel.
Weasel.
Weasley. I don't know what voice that was supposed to be.
I don't know, I can't really like say too much because mine was a swift. It's like a small little bird. What does that mean?
Yeah, I know.
I get like
Alright.
Elmwood and Phoenix Core and all
So
this
apparently J.K. Rowling is also a pine marten.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
really?
she changed it.
Oh, did she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn.
Let's see. Okay, so I have here.
stuff. J.K. Rowling said J.K.
Pine marten JK.
J.K.
JK, guys. We'll look up yours next, Reed.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Okay, thank you, useless internet. It's not the internet; it's this website.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Oh wait, I'll look up Swift if this.
Well,
link
hold on.
works.
Let's let
Huzzah!
yeah. Let's give Reed his Pottermore account so he can read his officially.
here, I'll read mine in the meantime.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so my Patronus, to the surprise of absolutely no one, is a black and white cat.
Of course.
Totally makes all the sense.
Oh,
Poor.
yes. So it says, it's an extract. See, most famous as a defensive charm, the aim is to produce a silvery white guardian or protector which takes the form of an animal. The exact form of the Patronus will not be apparent until the spell has been successfully cast. One of the most powerful defensive charms known as Wizard Kind, the Patronus can also be used as a messenger, as a pure protective magical concentration of happiness and hope. The recollection of a single talisman memory is essential in its creation. It is the only spell effective against Dementors.
Yep.
The majority of witches and wizards are unable to produce Patronuses. To do so is generally considered a mark of superior magical ability.
Which we all have naturally.
Obviously.
Naturally.
Mine's just a little bird.
And then I'm a Hufflepuff, as we know.
I would
My Ivomarny house is a Wampus.
be. Nope. Thunderbird, baby.
And
Boom.
I have, my wand is a hazelwood with a dragon heartstring core, 12 3/4 with brittle flexibility.
Interesting.
So,
What does the Hazelwood mean?
the hazel is a sensitive wand. Hazel often reflects its owner's emotional state
Ooh,
and
what
works
is that?
best for a master who understands and can manage their own feelings.
Oh man, it's kind of scary how like accurate this is.
Others should be very careful handling a hazel wand if its owner has recently lost their temper or suffered a serious disappointment, because the wand will absorb such energy and discharge it unpredictably. The positive aspect of a hazelwood more than makes up for such minor discomforts. However, for it is capable of outstanding magic in the hands of the skillful, and is so devoted to its owner that it often wilts, which is to say it expels all its magic and refuses to perform, often necessitating the extraction of the core and its insertion into another casing if the wand is so required. At the end of the master's life. If the core is unicorn hair, however, there is no hope. The wand will almost certainly have died. Hazel wands have also the unique ability to detect water underground and will emit silvery tear-shaped puffs of smoke if passing over concealed springs and wells.
Interesting. What are you looking at?
Stuff, man.
Hey, we need stuff. What, Natalie, do you want to get on Reed's account?
Yes.
Mine was the same. I had the Phoenix core.
Wait. Dragon heartstring core. Oh,
yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, there's still more.
As a rule, dragon heartstrings produce wands with the most power and which are capable of the most flamboyant spells. Dragon wands tend to learn more quickly than other types. While they can change allegiance if one from their original master, they always bond strongly with the current owner. The dragon wand tends to be easiest to turn into the dark arts, so it will not incline that way of its own accord. It is also most prone of the three cores to accidents, being somewhat temperamental. You get that? Don't fuck with me!
Dang.
Whoa.
12 3/4.
That escalated.
That escalated quickly.
The length says most wands will be ranged between 9 and 14 inches, while I have sold extremely short wands and very long ones. These are exceptionally rare. A physical peculiarity demanded the excessive wand length. However, abnormal short wands usually select those in whose character something is lacking, rather than because they are physically undersized. Many small witches and wizards are chosen by longer wands. So they knew I was short. They were like, alright, midget.
You're a short one? Here's a 16-inch wand.
And apparently, the wand flexibility, although again, this factor ought not to be considered separately from the wand wood, core, and length, nor of the owner's life.
Okay, so mine and yours are both on here.
Are they?
Yeah. Let me find mine again. I just lost it.
So Pine Martin.
Yeah, but like I said, Pine Martin itself is not listed, but I got noticing if you got Pine Martin, then look at these. Ferret was one of those. Curious, mischievous, high energy. Ferret people are often playful spirits with a calculating mind.
Ferret people.
Yes.
Ferrets.
Ferret medicine teaches resourcefulness, self-reliance, and ingenuity, very similar to the weasel with a slightly less serious edge. And then yours, baby, I will find in 1 minute.
Yeah, find it and save it so that I can give mine complete.
I don't even remember what my login is.
I don't know how to unlog.
Unicorn, here you go.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. So my Patronus was the unicorn. Yeah, and apparently the unicorn means trust, purity, innocence, good luck, vision, emotion, intuition. Unicorn is a symbol of both feminine and masculine energies, powerful but gentle, mysterious, wild, untamable, selfless, and selfish alike. Unicorn medicine is about creativity, healing, renewal of spirit and imagination. The unicorn can teach us to let go of pure logic and analytical intellect, opening oneself to things that cannot be rationally understood, a suspension of disbelief. Interesting.
A suspension? Okay, guys.
And my Hogwarts house would be Ravenclaw.
Okay.
My Ilvermorny house is Thunderbird. So let's see what Ilvermorny means.
Thunder.
Yeah, thunder. More
Thunder.
about my house.
Thundercats.
Thundercats, ho! So the Thunderbird, named by Chadwick Boot after his favorite magical beast, the Thunderbird, a beast that can create storms as it flies. Thunderbird House is sometimes considered to represent the soul of a witch or wizard. It is also said that the Thunderbird favors adventures.
What about
I like
public?
adventures.
What? I can't.
I don't know, you'd have to go to your account for that. But my wand is Rowanwood with a dragon heartstring core, 13 inches and rigid flexibility.
Oh, well. So
Bigger than all y'all.
Look who's got the biggest one now.
Blood. So, Rowanwood. Rowanwood has always been much favored for wands because it is reputed to be more protective than any other, and in my experience renders all manner of defensive charms especially strong and difficult to break. It is commonly stated that no dark witch or wizard ever owned a Rowan wand, and I cannot recall a single instance where one of my own Rowan wands has gone on to do evil in the world. Rowan is most happily placed with the clear-headed and the pure-hearted, but this reputation for virtue ought not to fool anyone. These wands are the equal of any, often the better, and frequently outperform others in duels.
Pew pew.
Wow.
Pew, pew, pew.
Boom! So Natalie already read the Dragon Heartstring, but to kind of like summarize, it's produces wands with the most power, which are capable of the most flamboyant spells. They learn more quickly than other types, while they can change allegiance if one from their original master. They always bond strongly with the current owner. So it tends to be
the current owner.
With the current owner, yeah. Tends to turn easiest to turn to dark arts, though it doesn't incline in that way. But it's also the most prone of the three cores to accidents, being somewhat temperamental. And 13
so we
inches.
have 2 dragon heartstrings and 2.
2 Phoenix.
Yep, 2 Phoenix
Well,
cores.
obviously the better ones.
Mine was Elmwood.
I forgot what mine was.
Someone will have to do
Redwood.
mine for
was
me.
Redwood.
Yours is Redwood. So mine was Rowan. Defensive spells. Boom.
Okay, I'm gonna actually head outside with this kid, because...
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you read mine for me?
Yeah.
Just the one.
Here.
Just the Elmwood.
You read it.
I don't want to read it.
I don't either.
Do you want me to read it? I'll read it.
No.
Thank you, Javier.
There you go.
I'm gonna take the ugly one. No, I'll take the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one?
Taking it back to Ninja Turtles.
Oh God.
Go ninja, go ninja,
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
No.
Because, first of all, I'm not good at reading things out loud for people, and I've also been drinking. So, you
Wait.
know.
Are you okay?
Wait,
Yeah,
did you
fine, but...
Here, hold this, hold this.
did you log in?
Well,
No,
he
just
couldn't.
look up Elmwood. Yeah, I couldn't
okay,
remember
okay.
my password. I made it a long time ago. That's really the only thing that hasn't been covered.
Elmwood. Does it say which wood? Let's just Google search it real fast.
It'll probably say that they think that they're fancy, but they're not fancy.
As he's swirling his water in his wine glass.
Oops. Typing.
Can you hear the typing, people?
Elm. There we go. So this is from the Harry Potter wiki. Elm is a deciduous and semi-deciduous tree. Okay, let's go into the wand lore. That's just talking about the tree. So elm wands prefer owners with presence, magical dexterity, and a certain native dignity.
Oh.
Of all wandwoods, elm, in my experience, produces the fewest accidents, the least foolish errors, and the most elegant charms and spells. These are sophisticated wands capable of highly advanced magic in the right hands, which makes it highly desirable to those who espouse the pureblood philosophy. By Garrick Ollivander, the Wand Maker. And apparently, owners of an elm wand are Abraxas Malfoy and Lucius Malfoy.
Oh.
Dang.
Who was the first one?
Abraxas Malfoy.
is?
The
Might be.
Malfoys.
Yeah, it might be the dad or the grandpa or whatever in that particular respect. So,
I am blonde.
damn. But yeah, so that's
I'm by no means pureblood, though. I'm like straight up mutt, though. I'm everything.
you're everything. Yeah, you never know, man. Harry Potter's a little bit different in that particular respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like we've explored this topic thoroughly.
We have. I
We
believe
definitely have. So, so we've got from the world, we've got Harry Potter, Natalie. We've got Avatar, Reed.
Yep.
What did you choose? Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter and Ray, and Dungeons and Dragons: The Forgotten Realms. For
Honestly, like if I had a 4-sided die right now, and each one of those was just something different, I'd be happy with any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's what that's what made that decision so difficult because
Yeah.
like Harry Potter, I was
literally anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I was with Ray in the sense that like, oh my god, chores would be so much easier because they just like magic.
Yep. All the leverage.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Never need anything again.
Yeah, exactly. And God, just like the things that I could do with magic,
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
And.
good times. Oh yeah, and
And.
thank you, Natalie.
You're welcome.
So I think that concludes the fourth podcast.
Number
Number
Quattro.
that one.
That one. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, don't forget to take a look at our Facebook profile. Come to our events. We've got one this Saturday, as well as one on the 15th at Press Start Gaming Center. You can find Javi on Twitter as Cavalier Gamer.
He
That is
raised his
correct.
hand.
Yep,
He raised his hand.
I did.
And me on Real Estate Gamer, as well as you can find us at basically everywhere. So
Basically, every
we're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, we're on Facebook as Las Vegas Gamers Unite. We are also on meetup.com as Las Vegas Gamers Unite.
Yep.
So we will be having a website up here pretty soon. We're still kind of like in development on that front. But other than that, guys, like if
When you watch / listen to our podcast, you should click like and subscribe.
This
yes,
is true.
like and subscribe to our channel. If you like what we're doing, we're going to keep putting it out regardless of what you fools think.
Damn. Well, let us know
Well,
what you're
it's
doing.
assumed
What
that
you
they
want,
like what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's assumed that we like, yeah.
Let us know when you don't. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. And feel free to comment, guys, if you have any questions, anything you want to see in the next podcast. And as always, Natalie is a realtor, so if you guys are in the Vegas area, or without, it doesn't matter. Let us know if you guys are looking to buy and sell any homes. Let her know, and she will refer you to somebody. If you're in the Vegas area, she will help you personally. And I am a real estate investor, so I am actually looking to retire at the end of this month. And I'm only 30 years old, so if you want to learn how to do that and gain your financial freedom, let me know. I am here for you guys. So with that, I think we'll bring this to a close.
I bid you adieu
Yeah.
on this lovely night.
Adieu. To you and you and you.
Good night, everybody.
Sup, nerds.
Bye, nerds.